All right, diving in again with another deep dive.
Yeah.
This time, we're going to tackle something a lot of language learners find tricky
Oh, yeah.
talking about family and English. And we found this beginner English learning podcast
Well,
episode, and I'm really curious. Like, what do you think about their way of teaching it?
yeah. I'm always up for checking out, new language learning resources,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
for beginners.
Yeah. And this one uses this call and response thing. Almost like having a personal tutor, right there with you.
Oh.
Like those remember those old language tapes?
Oh, I do.
It's got that kind of vibe, but way more interactive.
That's actually really good.
Right.
That active recall
Yeah.
where you're like prompted to repeat and
Yeah.
actually produce the language
Yeah.
is a much more effective way to learn
It's so much better.
than just like passively listening.
Yeah.
It makes your brain work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps you remember the words.
Totally. And they start out with some like really basic vocab.
Okay.
Words like big family or small family.
Okay.
Simple descriptions.
Yeah.
Kind or funny. And then of course all those age words,
Right.
like how old someone is.
It is tempting to like jump into the hard stuff right away.
Yeah.
But having those basic words down is
Yeah.
so important.
It's like the foundation.
It's the foundation.
Yeah.
You can't build a house without a foundation.
Exactly. I like that.
Yeah.
And they don't stop there. They go on to like family activities, like what you do together as a family.
Okay.
And they use examples like going to the park or having, Sunday dinner.
Those are very relatable.
Right. Like everyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
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 And I think that's so smart because when you connect, new language
Uh-huh.
to stuff you already know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like your own life, your own memories, that's when it like really sticks.
It makes it more meaningful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, okay, here's the really cool part.
Right.
They bring up family traditions.
Okay.
And they use the example of decorating for Christmas.
Yeah.
And this got me thinking, like, what are your family traditions?
That is a good question.
Right. I bet there are some amazing stories.
Yeah.
Like just waiting to be, told in English.
Yeah. And that's a great way to like start using what you're learning.
Yeah.
It's one thing to learn vocabulary,
Right.
From a list.
Yeah.
But when you start thinking about like how it connects to your experiences,
Yes.
that's when it becomes real.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And they actually give you a chance to practice this right away in the episode.
Oh, really?
They have this role-playing exercise, right?
Okay.
Where they act out a conversation about,
About family.
Yeah, about family.
Okay.
It's pretty basic.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like a really cool way to show how these simple phrases like all come together
Yeah.
in a real conversation.
Role-playing can be like super helpful,
Totally.
especially for beginners. It gives you a safe space to like try out the language.
Yes, exactly.
Without being afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's like,
Takes the pressure off.
takes the pressure off. And plus, it's fun.
It's fun. It's like playing with language.
Exactly.
And I think that's such a key part of learning.
Mm-hmm.
But before we jump into like our own role-playing game,
Right.
I want to dig a little deeper into like their approach.
Yeah.
Because I noticed they're not just, throwing vocab at you.
Uh-huh.
They're kind of sneakily teaching some grammar too.
Oh, interesting. I was just thinking about that.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. Like with those simple sentences they use, my father is funny.
Yeah.
We like to go to the park.
Mm-hmm.
They seem basic, but they're actually showing you like how a sentence is built and how verbs work.
Yeah.
Even something as simple as like changing I have to he has is a step towards understanding grammar.
Totally. And they're doing it without like bombarding you with all these technical terms, which I think is really smart.
Right. They're keeping it simple.
Yes. And what I really liked is how they wrap up this whole section by like highlighting those key phrases.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they're giving you a cheat sheet
Yeah.
for your next conversation about family.
Those takeaways are so important.
I know, right?
It's all about giving learners like practical stuff that they can actually use.
Yeah.
They've learned the vocab.
Yeah.
They've practiced the sentences.
Yeah.
And now they've got these phrases they can just pull out.
It's like a little toolkit.
Yeah. Like a toolkit.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, so are you ready to try this out?
Ooh, yeah. All right.
Like, put on our acting hats and
okay, let's
imagine we're having a conversation about our families.
I'm going to show off all my new English skills.
Yes. Let's see what kind of
awesome,
fascinating family tales we can come up with using this new vocab.
Let's go. You know, while we were role playing there, something kind of clicked for me.
Yeah.
It's like this source is subtly bringing up cultural differences.
Oh, interesting.
You know, in how families like look.
Okay.
And how they're celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
They don't come right out and say,
yeah.
hey, not all families are the same.
Yeah.
But they give examples, you know?
Right.
Of big families,
yeah.
small families, different traditions.
Yeah.
So they're opening up that conversation without making it like a big thing.
So like they're planting a seed.
Yeah, exactly. Like a little seed.
Yeah.
So listeners start thinking about their own background and how that affects like how they talk about family.
Yeah, yeah. That's so important, right?
It is.
Because language learning, it's not just about memorizing words.
Yeah.
It's also about, like, understanding the culture.
Totally. Language and culture.
Yeah.
They're connected.
Yeah, they're, like, intertwined.
Yeah.
You can't really separate them.
You can't.
And I don't want to skip over the conclusion of the episode either.
Okay.
Because they do a really nice job of, like, summing up everything.
Oh, good.
You know, they give you those key phrases again.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a little cheat sheet.
Yeah, exactly. A cheat sheet for your next family chat.
Yeah. They've given you the tools.
Yes.
Now you got to go build something with them.
I love that. That's such a...
right.
It's so empowering, you know? It's like they're not just teaching.
Yeah.
They're inspiring you to, like, go out and use it.
And that's huge.
It is. It is. You know, one thing that really struck me about this whole episode is just how positive it is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so encouraging. It's like having, like, a language learning buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Cheering you on.
Right.
You know? And I think, especially for beginners who might be, like, a little nervous, that encouragement can make a huge difference.
It can.
So let's step back for a sec.
Okay.
And think about, like, the bigger picture here. Why is being able to talk about family in another language so important?
It's about more than just the words, you know?
Yeah.
It's about sharing a part of yourself, your history, your values.
Yeah.
It's about, like, connecting with people from different cultures.
Yeah, it's like you're opening a window into your world.
Into your world, yeah.
And you're inviting people in.
And when you let someone into your world, like that, it's powerful. It builds understanding, empathy.
Yeah.
You know, it can even lead to friendships.
Totally, totally. So we've explored this this beginner podcast that breaks down, you know, talking about family into, like, manageable steps. And they use these clever techniques and relatable examples.
Yeah, they do.
But we've also kind of uncovered these deeper layers, right? Like how they subtly bring up cultural diversity.
Yeah.
And the importance of personal storytelling.
Absolutely. And they do it all while being so positive and encouraging.
Yeah, they do. It's like they're saying, come on in.
Yeah. The water's fine.
Yeah. Let's learn together.
Let's have fun.
Exactly.
But now I want to ask you, listener.
Yeah.
What makes your family special?
Yeah. What are your traditions?
How would you share those stories in English?
What words would you use to, like, paint a picture of your family?
We've given you some tools.
Yeah.
But it's your story to tell.
Yeah.
And we want to hear it.
It's really amazing how, like, a simple question, like tell me about your family, can lead to so much. It's not just about, like, you know, listing off facts.
Right.
It's about sharing those little things that make your family, you know, unique and special.
It is. It's those little stories, those memories that really bring a family to life.
Yeah. And being able to tell those stories in another language.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is. It's like you're giving someone a glimpse into, like, who you are.
Yeah.
Where you come from. What you value.
Your culture.
Your culture, yeah.
Yeah.
And when someone shares that with you, when they let you in like that, it creates a connection.
It does.
That goes beyond words.
That's what I find so inspiring about this whole this whole deep dive. It's not just about like mastering the grammar or getting all the vocab right.
Yeah.
It's about using language to really connect with people.
Absolutely.
On a deeper level.
It's a reminder that language, it's more than just a tool.
Yeah.
It's like a bridge between people.
Between cultures.
Between cultures, yeah.
And who knows, maybe by sharing your family story in English,
yeah,
you'll inspire someone else to do the same.
Right.
And it'll create this like ripple effect.
I love that.
Of connection and understanding.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with a challenge.
Okay, I like it.
Don't just think about your family story.
Yeah.
Share it.
Share it with someone.
Yeah. Find someone you trust. Maybe another language learner. Or a native English speaker. And just practice telling them about your family.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
It's okay to make mistakes.
Just focus on expressing yourself.
Yeah, and connecting with that person.
Exactly.
And you might even learn something new about yourself or your family in the process.
Yeah.
This deep dive has been quite a journey, not just of language, but also of family and culture and the power of human connection.
Absolutely.
We hope you enjoyed diving deep with us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
And keep exploring.
Yeah, the world of English.
Yeah, all those amazing stories.
Waiting for you.
Happy chatting.